This is the story of a man who had two jars on his shelf. Every single morning he looked at both of them. Every single morning he chose the wrong one. For 3 years, until the day one jar ran completely empty, and he finally understood what he had been doing to his own life. Before we begin, I want to ask you something honest. How many times this week did you say tomorrow? Drop a comment below and tell me. And please like and subscribe for more stories like this. In a small, busy neighborhood where the streets were narrow and the buildings were old, there lived a 27-year-old man named Daniyal. Daniyal had a good mind. Everyone who knew him agreed on this. His mother said it, his old teachers said it, even his neighbors said, "That boy has something special inside him. If he ever uses it, watch out." But Daniyal had a problem, the same problem that quietly destroys more lives than poverty ever could. He was gifted at starting things and masterful at never finishing them.
His room told the story better than any words could. On his desk sat 3 half-finished online courses. In his drawer were 2 business ideas written in notebooks that stopped at page 4. On his phone were 17 saved articles about skills he planned to learn. On his shelf sat 2 glass jars. The first jar was full, packed tightly with small folded papers. Each paper had a dream written on it. A business, a skill, a goal, a life he had imagined in clear detail. This was his dream jar. He had been filling it for 3 years. The second jar was almost empty. It had only a few folded papers inside. Each paper had a single date on it. A date when he had actually sat down and worked toward one of those dreams. Truly worked. Not planned. Not imagined. Actually worked. 3 years of dreams. A handful of actual days. His father was a simple man who repaired watches in a small shop on the corner of their street. Every morning at 7, his father walked to that shop, opened the shutters, sat at his small desk, and worked with his hands until evening. He had done this for 30 years. The shop was small. The money was modest. But the watches worked. Every single one that came in broken left fixed. One evening, Daniel's father came home and sat beside him. He looked at the 2 jars on the shelf for a long time without speaking. Then he said something Daniel did not expect.
"Which jar do you add to more?" Daniel looked at the full dream jar and the nearly empty action jar. He said nothing because the answer was too obvious and too painful. His father nodded slowly. "I have been watching you for 3 years, son. You are the most talented person in this family. You see things others do not see. You think faster than most men I have known. But talent without action is like a watch with no hands. It looks beautiful. It tells no one the time." He stood up to leave, then stopped. "Both jars are yours. You fill them both. The question is not whether you have dreams. The question is whether your dreams have you, or whether tomorrow has you." That night, Daniel sat alone looking at the 2 jars for a very long time. He counted the papers in the action jar. 11. 11 real days of real work in 3 years. Out of more than 1,000 days, 11 had been spent actually building something. 1,089 tomorrows. 11 todays. He put his hand over his mouth and sat in the silence of that number for a long time. The next morning, Daniel woke before his alarm. He did not open his phone.
He did not make tea. He did not check messages or plan or imagine. He sat at his desk, opened one of the half-finished courses, and worked for 90 minutes without stopping. When he finished, he took a small paper, wrote the date, folded it, and placed it in the second jar. It was one paper. The jar was still nearly empty. But something had changed. Not in the jar, in him.
He did it again the next morning, and the morning after that. He made a rule for himself, simple and unbreakable. Before the dream jar receives anything new, the action jar receives something first. No new dreams written until today's work is done. The first month was a fight. His mind pulled toward the comfortable warmth of imagining. Planning felt like working. Dreaming felt like progress. He had to learn, slowly and painfully, the difference between thinking about the road and actually walking on it. By month 2, the fight was smaller. By month 3, it was almost gone. The action jar was filling. Not dramatically, one paper at a time. One real day at a time. 6 months later, Daniyal had completed 2 of the 3 courses on his desk. He had taken the first business idea from page 4 of the notebook to page 40. He had his first small client, his first real result. He called his father. "Baba, I understand now what you meant. The jar with the most papers was always the wrong jar to be proud of." His father was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "A watch does not tell the time by having beautiful hands, Daniyal. It tells the time by moving. Every single minute, without stopping, without waiting for a better moment. My friend, most of us have a dream jar so full it is overflowing, and an action jar so empty it echoes. We are not short of vision. We are not short of ideas. We are not short of talent or intelligence or even desire. We are short of today. Not tomorrow, not the right moment, not when things get easier or the timing is better or the fear goes away.
Today, this specific, ordinary, unremarkable today that you are living right now. The dream in your jar cannot wait one more tomorrow. It is already older than you think. It has already been waiting longer than it should have. So here is your challenge. Tonight, take 2 pieces of paper. On the first, write your most important dream. On the second, write one thing, just one, you will do tomorrow to move toward it. Put the second paper in a jar, a cup, a pocket, anywhere physical. Tomorrow night, add another. One real day at a time. Watch what happens to that second jar in 90 days. I promise you, the person looking at it will not be the same person who started filling it. If this story moved you, hit the like button right now. Drop a comment telling me what is one dream in your jar that has been waiting too long for today. I read every single one. Share this with someone who has more dreams than days of action. They need to hear this today. And subscribe to Life Tales, because every single week we bring you the story of one person, one decision, and what happened when they finally chose today over tomorrow. Remember Daniyal's father's words. A watch does not tell the time by having beautiful hands. It tells the time by moving. Start moving. Today.